Hello and welcome to SpartanTV News. I'm Wilde.
And I'm Hannah Amoils. Every fall we count on some traditions here at Country Day.
Not only does that mean chilly weather, it brings a theater for social change and the holiday bazaar. In our first story, Rihanna takes us behind the scenes to find out more about the business of the bazaar.
Hi, I'm Rihanna Washington reporting to you from the Franco Center for SpartanTV Miami. We all love the MCDS Holiday Bazaar. The food is great, but the best part are finding those hot new items conveniently all in the same place. But who are those sellers? And how do they get their product to the MCDS campus?
There's an interviewing process for the vendors. They come and present what they would like to sell, and there's a board of 3 or 4 people, and after seeing what they're going to sell, we decide whether they would be appropriate for the bazaar or not. And this is the first year I've really been behind the scenes with all of the logistics.
Even with the strong selection process, things don't always come out perfectly when choosing vendors.
Overlapping of the same category too much. You know, if there's a lot of jewelry, it's not good for the vendor and it's not good for the school because nobody's gonna make money.
Because of all the work that these 2 ladies put in, the bazaar brings in a lot of money for the school.
On an average, it's between $30,000 and $40,000. Yeah, it's great.
So what was the process of you having to apply to be at Country Day as a vendor?
My friend actually thought I was creative, Lacey Roberts Port, and she asked me to take a booth here 3 years ago, and I came up with this idea to do these flannels, and that was the process for me. And then they did so well that this is my 3rd year.
Okay, what item are you selling the most?
Well, I started out with my flannel, so I guess that would be my #1 seller. And then I just added to the line. I started making t-shirts, I started making jackets and hats and backpacks, and it means like it's so Jara, like she would love this. I would love that. This was my first show ever, and I debuted here, so I'm happy to be here at Miami Country Day School, where I started my career.
Well, there you guys have it, the business of the bazaar. Not only is it a fun place for food and shopping, but it makes a great contribution to our school. Thanks for listening. I'm Rihanna Washington signing out for SpartanTV.
I'll be sure to buy from the bazaar next year. Thanks, Rihanna.
The Theater for Social Change is something else that takes place every fall. However, a certain audience didn't see the play.
Hi, I'm Leonie reporting for SpartanTV in the middle school building, and I'm here to find out why the middle schoolers didn't attend the play. This year's Theater for Social Change play was called The Reprogramming of Jeremy, and the middle schoolers didn't attend the play.
The headmaster, Mr. Mathis, looking at the content of this particular play, it seemed like it might be a little too much for the middle schoolers.
For Social Change was a play directed by David Valdez regarding a student named Jeremy that was gay and trying to come out to his family.
Personally, I think that this was the topic and the subject matter was exactly what these kids should be hearing. There was no language in it, or it was just basically the content. And I think the religious factor had something to do with it as well. But for the most part, I would have loved to have seen them there.
Particularly the younger end of the middle schoolers, the 6th graders. And it's unfortunate because I think there were some really good issues in there to be dealt with around people's sexual orientation and family acceptance. But it seemed like it really was a bit brutal around the issue of suicide and the way the suicide went down. And it also seemed a little bit brutal, quite frankly, around some of the aspects of the religious pieces of it, that it was, in some cases, even stereotypical around how religions deal with the sexual orientation issue.
I was not part of the process. I submitted the script to them to take a look at so that they would have references to or support for their decision-making process.
Mr. Mathis told us he was clear that 6th and 7th graders would not see the show, but ultimately he decided none of the middle schoolers should attend the play.
Personally, I think that this was the topic and the subject matter was exactly what these kids should be hearing. There was no language in it, or it was just basically the content. And I think the religious factor had something to do with it as well. But for the most part, I would have loved to have seen them.
I'm Leonie reporting for Spartan TV in the middle school building, and I hope you got an idea as to why the middle schoolers didn't attend the Theater for Social Change play this year.
It was a hard play to watch at times, but the cast did such a great job. Didn't they, Luke?
They sure did. On to our last story. Of the 3 girls signed to play at collegiate level, we sat down with Kelsey Marshall, who's going from Lady Spartan to Lady King.
Here's Ava Hansen with the report.
Hi, I'm Ava Hansen reporting for Spartan TV for Miami Country Day School. Kelsey Marshall is a nationally ranked basketball player. She's been to states twice, won nationals at Madison Square Garden, and she's our guard. Kelsey was just signed to UM.
Committed to the University of Miami, and my whole recruiting process started basically when I was in 5th grade. I started playing club basketball for a program named Essence, and we traveled around everywhere to a bunch of different states, and we played in front of college coaches. And up to my 11th grade year, college coaches were able to call me and offer me scholarships.
The fact that they can recruit 25, 30, 35 kids at one time, especially at tournaments, the club piece is very important when it comes to the start of recruiting.
Recruitment process usually begins a little bit earlier for prospective athletes. So in the junior year, sometimes if someone is really well known, we even get requests in the sophomore year for unofficial transcripts and test scores. So those are sent out to a variety of coaches who are interested in some of our athletes.
I was picking between USF, and Illinois.
Why do you think Kelsey's a good fit for UM?
He's probably a little bit better shooter than the kids they have right now.
What factors led you to choose UM?
The players, the coaching staff, the style of play, and the academics.
I enjoy having Kelsey in the class, and I think she likes learning about ocean stuff.
Ball is going to stop bouncing sooner or later, so I had to pick a school that has really high academics.
Who or whom supported you during this decision-making process?
I let my dad make it for me, but it really came down to the conference that UM was in, so I guess that's what really pushed me towards UM.
What would you say you learned?
Mainly to believe in my gut and pick the best school that fits me.
Okay. Kelsey Marshall has contributed to the MCS community in the classroom and on the court. We can't wait to follow her as she brings her talents to the University of Miami. For Spartan TV, I'm Ava Hansen reporting from the campus.
We at Broadcasting wish the best of luck to her in her career.
Well, that wraps up our show today. Thanks for watching. This is Wilde signing out.
This is Hannah Amoils signing out.
Bye.
Bye.